turn right. At the next light, take a slight left turn. At the light, take a slight left turn onto Grand River Avenue.
Washington played one of the worst football games of the weekend. And if you watched it, you
in
would
3.4 miles, turn right onto Telegraph Road.
If you just didn't have the jerseys, didn't have the helmets.
Especially being that Washington was ranked 20th, it was almost like a preseason game, and they were having an open practice, just running plays. It's like, do they know this game counts?
They marched down the field on the opening drive, 78 yards, scored a TD. When I tell you they did nothing after that, it was nothing. I mean, it was remarkable. They couldn't run it. They couldn't pass it. They couldn't block it. They couldn't do anything. Defensively, they did what they were supposed to do. It's a 1AA team. Weird. And I know there's that mystery about their receivers, but yes, infinitely winnable game this weekend. And you're right, Harbaugh's in a no-win spot. They win, it's like, who cares? Washington's now 0-2. They lose, oh boy,
You can't lose a primetime game.
David, a couple ticket texts, then we'll get to the calls.
I think I know MSU finally has a touchdown play in their playbook.
Yeah, they ran a touchdown play a couple times.
That was exciting, wasn't it?
Mike was giddy.
No, I think it's clear you have a running back that has a speed, gear, and cutting ability they probably haven't had since Edwin Baker. You know, when Walker goes to the outside and he's able to plant and then take it upfield, he has the speed to do it. Not only on a touchdown run, but even when you're talking about on the goal line and you're going to bounce it outside and make a run for the pylon. They haven't had a guy like that in years.
Langford, probably the last one.
David didn't have any kids the last time Langford played.
That was what, Rose Bowl year?
Right. David and other places.
So that leads me to this. It says, I do know that Michigan State looked fast on Friday.
But see, that's what Rico and I were talking about an across-the-board roster upgrade. It doesn't mean the guys are stars. It doesn't mean State's going to win 8 or 9 games. But you're seeing what looks like a credible product versus the ineptitude and the malfeasance that we saw the last couple of years of Mark, and then COVID last year. It was a crock.
Yeah, where your quarterback is not a major part of your rushing game. When you need it. Like, okay, fine. Peyton Thorne scrambles or does a design run once. Great. But Lombardi, that was a part of the game plan because that was really the only way they're going to get rushing yards last year.
Let's go to Nick on a cell. Nick, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Mike. Rico, how you guys doing?
Hey, man.
Well, you know, I think pretty much all parts of it was kind of on the same page with, you know, offense exceeded expectations a little bit. Defense basically did what they were expected, I think. And yeah, I think the only real thing that stuck out that was kind of like a freak was running play. Maybe that's because the calendar ball was a little too high. Maybe that's because of something you don't know. But other than that, I mean, you couldn't ask for Kenneth Walker wants to be playing for Hello. I mean, haven't seen moves like that.
Yeah. I mean, look, as far as the corners go, understand, I think this is again, it's part of a building process. They don't have the pass rush for the corners to hold up long enough, right? And then if they bring the heat, they don't have the corners to play on an island. It's going to be a little bit of kind of give and take that Scotty Hazelton's going to have to figure out.
Yeah, I expected more out of Williams, and I thought Kimbrough would play a lot more snaps. I think he only played 3 or 4.
And then also, another thing I was thinking, because I've also heard a little bit of like, well, Northwestern was missing all these guys. Maybe they weren't very good. Maybe we should have been able to push it on a little more. But then it's like, we're dealing with an experienced coach that's here.
Dude, you won a football game 38-21. Who the hell's complaining?
And let's be real.
Tight end.
2 of Northwestern's scores were, okay, if you want to eat up 9 minutes to score a touchdown, go right ahead, because the clock's not your friend. So they dinked and dunked and made their way all the way down. So look at all the passing yards. Yeah, they were 5-yard pass. They also threw 50 times.
Go to Justin. He's in Rochester. He's up next. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Mike. One thing I knew is that Northwestern probably isn't a very good team right now, and Indiana remembered that they were Indiana. But getting to Michigan State, I know that, like you said, we're a well-coached team, man. We did not look like deers in headlight out there. We didn't look like we were scrambling around, not knowing what's going on. It just was a well-oiled machine. The second thing I know is that Walker is a beast. And the third thing I know is that Tuck has some juice going up in Yale right now, and he created a culture. And I think that's evident by the fact when Walker got done his touchdown and went to the sideline, the first two people that were up congratulating him were Collins and Sims. The seniors that aren't going to see the field probably this year if Walker keeps doing what he's doing. So I just think the culture, the brotherhood that they talked about preseason was evident in the game, and I like what I'm seeing, man. Like you said, I don't know if we're going to go 8-9 wins, but it's definitely an upgrade over what I was expecting.
Yeah, and listen, my goal from the summer has been make a bowl game. You make a bowl game, you can sell it, you can show you turned it around, you can get the extra practices, you can show recruits, hey, you can come here and be successful. I mean, I know the portal's not for everybody. I embrace it. I'm fine with it. I don't begrudge kids leaving. I sure as hell don't begrudge kids who want to come up and play for my school. So it's like, if you can show kids you can transfer here and have success, I mean, MSU right away, there were 6 or 7 guys on that field. Ronald Williams being one, Quavarius Crouch being one, Kenneth Walker being one, Jared Horst being one. Right, Jordan. You're talking 5, 6, 7 starters. Yeah, you want those kids to do well because this really is the future of where college football's going. And I get it. Alabama doesn't really have to play that game. Georgia doesn't really have to play that game. We're not them and we'll never be them. I think if Mel Tucker's going to get this thing cooking, yeah, recruiting will be your lifeblood. But using the portal selectively to grab 4 kids every year, I think that's a big part of how MSU can attempt to bridge the gap to get closer to where they were.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to see them hit the portal the way they did this year.
This was necessity.
Yeah, they gutted the team. I mean, he did it as nicely as possible. Hey, there's the door. You should use it. Yeah, I'm going to turn my back, and when I turn around, I don't want you. Please don't be in this room.
248-539-9797. We will get more of the people in football today at 3:45. 97. 97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Super Car Wash. On 75 heading southbound near Ortonville Road, the 2 right lanes are now blocked due to construction. Traffic is backed up from before Dixie Highway in Clarkston. Super Car Wash gives you unlimited chances to keep your car clean. Wash every day at any 11 locations.
At the next light, turn right.
It's quick, easy, and contactless with free vacuums and handheld drying. That's $14 a month for unlimited. Drive up and sign up at Super Car Wash. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Week 1 Pro Football Sunday almost here. We've got Atlanta, 3.5-point home favorite against Philadelphia with a total of 48. If you're looking to bet this game, I give Philadelphia a great
At the
chance to
light,
win outright.
use the
Philly
right
about
2 lanes to
+150
turn
on
onto
the money line.
Telegraph
So if you
Road.
want to take the 3.5 points, you can do that with Philly, or you can take Philly to win the game at +150. Also like this game to go over the total at 48. Don't love either defense, especially don't love Atlanta's defense. Going to be a big play defense one way or the other, and that should lead to points one way or another. So I like Philadelphia to cover the spread. I think Philly could win this game, and I like the game to go over the total. So Philly +3.5, +150 on the money line, and over 48 Sunday in Atlanta. That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at betrivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
Get ready. Saving starts with Xfinity.
9.3 miles, turn left onto Port Road.
Together. You can save up to $400 a year on your wireless bill over AT&T. Enjoy fast, reliable internet at home and nationwide 5G on the go, included at no extra cost. That means you can connect to everything you love, whether you're a next-level gaming aficionado, an online shopping mastermind, or crushing that research project. So go ahead, stream on all your devices or video chat from anywhere and save hundreds while doing it, because saving starts with Xfinity. Get Xfinity internet for $20 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. Plus, add Xfinity Mobile and ask how to get an eligible 5G phone on us. And for a limited time, $300 back. Don't miss out. Go to Xfinity.com/start saving. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Internet offer offer ends 9/7/21 and requires paperless billing and autopay. Restrictions apply. New performance starter internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Savings based on optimized pricing. Actual savings may vary.
TV and Practical Jokers, the Skoofsky Pagana Tour, starring the Tenderboy. Hey, it's Joe from the Practical Jokers, and we're ready to see you guys live in person December 16th, Little Caesars Arena. Tickets on sale now at 313presents.com and Ticketmaster.com. Let's get sexy.
Staples Connect has everything for back to school at amazing prices. Right now, Crayola 12-count colored pencils and 10 plus 2 Crayola marker bonus packs and Staples 2-pack scissors are just 97 cents each. So your student won't just be ready for school. They'll be tons of drawings to hang on the fridge ready. You're gonna need to move the refrigerator. Visit your local Staples store or staples.com/back to school today and get more than ready for school. Ends 9/18. Limit 30 on Crayola. Limit 6 on scissors.
Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses. Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. Use Microban 24 sanitizing spray to keep surfaces sanitized all day. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of bacteria and viruses initially, including the virus that causes COVID-19. Microban 24 keeps killing bacteria for 24 hours touch after touch. When used as directed, Microban 24, touch after touch, it doesn't give up.
Ready for an oil change? Visit the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to get everything you need. Right now, get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for just $28.95 and earn double old rewards points with your purchase. Protect your engine against sludge and wear with Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil. On sale now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Tired of waking up hot and uncomfortable? Start sleeping cool on the Tempur-Breeze by Tempur-Pedic. It's engineered with a revolutionary cooling system that pulls excess heat away from your body to help you sleep deeper all night and wake up more refreshed every morning. The Tempur-Pedic Summer of Sleep ends soon. Don't miss our best offer of the year and your chance to get your best sleep of the summer. All Tempur-Pedic mattresses are on sale with savings up to $700 on adjustable mattress sets. Learn more at Tempur-Pedic.com.
There are no sweeter sounds. Hear the game. All the play-by-play all season is on 97.1 The Ticket and the Odyssey app.
All right, a couple things for you. We'll get to in football today. If you're an NFL fan, we didn't forget you. Get to that in about 10 minutes. Real quick, I made the comment earlier. So for Spartan fans who are wondering, like, man, how do I get that shirt that Tucker was wearing Friday night? The answer is, and this is, I mean, again, Rico Beard, power broker. That shirt was personally made for Mel Tucker. Not available. Nobody can buy it. And even Rico calling newly minted athletic director Alan Haller, according to sources, Mel Tucker will not allow it to be worn by anybody else. One of one.
Stay in the middle 4 lanes.
You know what kind of fish Mel Tucker is? Selfie. Let me give you some audio here. I thought this was an interesting remark that Jim Harbaugh made on the morning show today. And it was all about Washington losing to Montana. And then Jim Harbaugh went on one of his soliloquies about why it doesn't matter that they lost to Montana, because he's hearing certain things. Take a listen to this on what you're spinning.
That game really is irrelevant. I think our team knows. I mean, they've heard from friends because they've told me that Washington considers Michigan, that's their biggest game, you know, and they've been prepared for it all camp. They've been prepared for it all summer, and you know, that's the one that they had circled. So that comes from guys on our team who know other guys, you know, that they know, and so I think they realize that like a lot of teams that happens here.
I want to see if you read it the way I do, but I'm not going to share my opinion with you until you give me yours.
David, can I hear that one more time? be totally off base, but like that is like on brand U of M. Like their Super Bowl. Right. Oh, it's we're everyone's biggest. How about this? You just pummeled Western. Hey, Washington's a good football team. You know, they lost a shocker. It happens to all of us. We've lost games we weren't supposed to lose. We'll be ready for them Saturday night. But see, instead, you know, and I understand, like, he's kind of, you can tell there's a little humor to it, but it's like, that is the psychosis of U of M. Like, they somehow have to, what is he building up exactly here? An excuse if they lose? Like, it was just a weird comment. Oh, well, I've heard from some people who know some people. It's like, it is the build-up, Mike, because they should win. But it's always, well, should they? They should win this game. They should win Saturday. So did you believe they're going to win it a week ago? I was questioning. Okay, so after looking at UW gets caught looking ahead and doesn't play with their top 4 receivers, and no one knows why. I need to know. If the receivers show up, this is a different story. We'll open this back up. But as of today, they should win this game. But it is always funny how, well, it was their Super Bowl. That's why they beat us. It just sounded like what Michigan fan does, except it's the coach. Except, like, okay, well, why? Because I always say, well, why don't you have that same mentality? Right, this is your biggest game. Like, that's somebody actually came out. Now, David, for you, that be your biggest game non-conference? Because wouldn't it be the game you prepped for all summer? Yes. Jeez, I wrote it down. One of the players, and I left my notebook at home, one of the players actually said they're going to prepare every week like they're playing Ohio State. And I get what he was trying to say, but I laughed. You may not want to do that, because you have one. Right? And the point is, Harbaugh can just, but I'll say that instead of saying we're going to prepare for this team, well, we're going to prepare like we're not for you, because we can beat you. We're going to prepare like we're playing Ohio State. It was Brand Hawkins. Yes. It's like, once again, that was on brand. Like, disregard whoever we play in front of us, because we'll just prepare like we're playing for Ohio State. Look, I thought Michigan had a really nice debut. But it's your biggest game, too. Like, who are we kidding? You didn't spend all summer preparing for Western or preparing for Rocky Lombardi. You spent all summer preparing for UW. And if you didn't, then you were doing your job. So, like, I just kind of read it like, oh, it's so on brand. Like, that's right from the playbook. Because what Harbaugh, to me, could easily and should easily say is, hey, it's their biggest game, it's our biggest game. Big Ten, Pac-12, big showdown. Yeah, it's their big game. You know how teams get up. And I know, I'm a Spartan, so maybe I'm looking into it a little different. But it was just one of those things, like, why is it wrong for Michigan to just say, yeah, right up about it. They don't care they lost to Montana. They're practicing all for us, and they're ready for us. They're going to be prepared for us. We're the big fish. Right? So what are you treating it just like another game? No, hell no. It's a night game at the big house. It is, but you're right. That's what fans do, especially when they lose. Will, you hear it all the time from Michigan. That was your Super Bowl, so that's why you guys just get so hyped. Why I asked the question. There's no yelling or screaming. I'm not going to die on the hill. I just thought it was interesting. And the morning show had him on. We had the audio. Figured I'd play.
Can I tell you what I thought when I heard it? Because I was listening to the morning show and I heard him say,
Am I allowed to say no?
I'm kidding.
Yes, go ahead.
You can.
Stop it, please.
When I first heard it, the first thought that came to my mind was he was saying they overlooked Montana. And that's why they played that way, because they were looking at us and thought they could just get past Montana without focusing on that game. That's what I took from it.
David, I think there's absolute truth in that, combined with the fact that I don't know a team in America that's going to function without the top 3-4 receivers.
Correct.
So, look, here's the question. You know, I'm not ready to say that, look, Michigan losing Ronnie Bell is a problem. You know, there's a couple NFL players on that Washington defense, and one of them's a corner. You know, Washington, if they are any good at all, they're going to show up this weekend. It'll be a big game. And you need to treat it as such. So, I don't know. No, I understand Michigan probably now. Yeah, Vegas is going crazy with it. -6 right now for U of M. It opened up -1 for Washington. But this idea, like all of a sudden I view it as a freebie for them. No, because
I didn't think that much of him with Ronnie. 7-5 with him. Well, what are you without him? Hey, Western, great. Western's the second worst team on your schedule.
See, that's why I say it moves the needle me to 8-4 because one of the 5 losses is Washington. And I think now they beat Washington.
Now he reveals it. Okay.
Now they beat.
They'll probably win the game.
In 1 mile,
You gotta
turn
tell
left
me
onto
where
Gordon
they got
Road.
receivers coming here. That is a mystery.
Yeah.
And there's no answer. You can't find it anywhere.
That's the strange thing. I've searched. Nothing.
Just call Tuck. I'm sure he's got the inside scoop, right? That's your guy, even though he won't share his shirts. Week 1 is here. NFL football. The fridge is stocked. The recliner's ready. Now all you got to do is get to FanDuel Sportsbook and claim your risk-free bet. FanDuel giving all customers a risk-free bet just in time for Week 1 for you to bet against the Lions. Use FanDuel Sportsbook on any Week 1 game. San Francisco minus a million, right? Come on. No, Rico? All right, whatever it is, any
Lions team's a good team.
alrighty, any Week 1 game.
Go past this light.
Risk-free bet.
Then at the
They
next
also
one,
have the
turn
same-game
left.
parlay stuff. You can build out parlays, do whatever you like because the NFL's back. It starts Thursday night. FanDuel
At the light,
Sportsbook.
turn
Sign
left
up
onto
today,
Gordon
promo
Road.
code TICKET. Receive a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Promo code TICKET. 21 and up, present Michigan. First online real money wager only. The refund issue non-withdrawable site credits that expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Don't ruin your life over a parlay. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. FanDuel Sportsbook, official partner of 97.1 The Ticket.
This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Northville Lumber.
This is Jim Rome with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by NHTSA. Every year, children die from being left alone in cars. If you see a child left unattended, call 911 immediately. All Max Scherzer has done since joining the LA Dodgers is win. Entering yesterday's start against the Cardinals, the Dodgers had won all 6 games. The 3-time Cy Young Award winner taking the bump in, and he posted a dominating ERA of just 1.29. Incredibly enough, his numbers yesterday were even better. 8 innings, no earned runs allowed, 13 Ks. Absolute filth. He had it all working. Full seam,
1
slide,
mile, turn
change,
left
cut
onto
and pull,
Franklin
whatever you
Road.
want. The Cards could not touch it. A 37-year-old man dealing. My man looks about as good right now as he has ever looked, and he is in postseason mode. I'm Jim Rome.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's opponents on Man versus Train. At the crossing, we have Rick, a 175-pound frustrated man who's running late for work. And on the tracks, we have Bull, a million-pound freight train that takes a mile to stop. Let's see who comes out on top.
You can't beat a train, so don't
At the
try.
next light,
Stop.
turn left.
Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
The Labor Day savings inside the Home Depot means something different once you're back out there doing. For example, in here, it's a wide selection of top-rated appliances, but out there, it's your home running like a well-oiled machine. Order in-store, online, or in the Home Depot app and get free delivery and flexible installation, so you save money and time. Right now, you can save big on a new Samsung kitchen package at the Home Depot. Outdoors get more done. Valid through September 15, 2021. U.S. only, plus class last store for details.
Michigan, this is the story of Kaylee, who was unvaccinated.
At the light, turn left onto Franklin Road.
For a month. I was 39 weeks pregnant. I couldn't breathe at all. I had a blood clot in my lungs. It caused me to go into right-sided heart failure. There was lots of talk about putting me on a ventilator. I thought I was gonna die. I was worried that he was gonna grow up without a mom. You know, being 27 and a mom and a wife.
At the next
and
light, turn
having it
right.
all almost taken away from me. It's scary. And if a vaccine can prevent that from happening, why not?
Find your vaccine at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
At the light, turn right onto Walnut Lake Road. Then the destination is on your left.
Just 1 $1.99. Made with fresh cracked eggs and served on a hot buttery croissant that's fluffy enough to sleep on. It's time to wakey wake. Hit the Wendy's drive-thru and get your bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for just $1.99. That's a better breakfast for just $1.99. Only at Wendy's. We got it.
Limited time only. U.S. price participation may vary. Third-party delivery prices may vary. Not valid in a combo. Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds.
The destination is on your left. 4535 Walnut Lake Road.
The D Las Vegas. Book your stay at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit
Arrived.
sports in Vegas. Odyssey is your new home for all the audio that matters to you. Download the Odyssey app today.
celebrating touchdowns. I just don't get it.
Or
Next.
big plays as well. Michigan got one big tackle in the first drive.
Yeah, you can't stand over somebody,
You
David.
can't run up from 10 yards away and get in the guy's face
Okay,
and
here's
tell
the
him
thing.
he's
No, no.
duped it out to D.
And you know what? I won't say it's taunting if you're the person who did it.
Because he wasn't the player. You're saying that's
He's
the
not
problem.
the player,
Right.
and he runs up and says, yeah, and your mama too.
He ran over like the little toady in Christmas Story and went neener, neener, neener. And it's like,
Right.
wait a second.
Right, he's standing over Debo. You got knocked the F out.
Well, let me get to this NFL news here because something I think that's gone under the radar in Pittsburgh, and I know people say, oh, Pittsburgh's doing great.
Dude, it's one of the best defensive players in the
He
league.
hasn't practiced. J.J. Watt hasn't practiced because of
TJ
contract.
Watt.
T.J. Watt, my bad, hasn't practiced because of a contract dispute. They don't want to give guaranteed money to him. He isn't probably going to play week 1. What is Pittsburgh doing? Just get the deal done.
David, I don't have an answer for it. He's the key to the defense. They allowed Bud Dupree to walk away. He's one of the best defensive players in the sport. He is a one-man pass rush. And he's a football guy who wants to work. All accounts in Pittsburgh. Great kid. Loves to work. Loves to play. And now he can't play week 1 because you're at loggerheads over a contract where the framework is assumed. You know what you're going to have to pay him. So I don't have a great answer for you, and I don't know why you would die on this hill with this play.
Yeah, this one makes no sense whatsoever. I was kind of hoping that you could shed some light on this, David.
I don't have any answers. I don't
Is there
understand it.
something philosophical going on in the locker room?
No, not with him. With the way they negotiate contracts, they don't like to give guaranteed money past year 1.
An Odyssey station.
Correct. It's a Mooney station. Exactly. This next one, I put this in here for you, Rico, because I saw your reaction to it on Twitter. Kenneth Walker III, 23 carries, 264 yards, yet PFF did not put him in the top 5 of the running back best ratings for the week.
Yeah, he also wasn't the Walter Camp running back of the week.
Correct.
And I'm like, okay, did no one watch the game on Friday night?
I choose not to get upset about such things.
It wasn't getting upset, but it was almost insulting as if, wait, he's not in the top 5
So
backs?
who was the PFF player of the week?
Well, they did the top 5 for running back ratings and their rate ratings. So
Who was on the list?
Jordan Robinson was up there on the list. Texas
running back.
Bijan?
Yeah.
Texas, because he was the Walter Camp guy, too.
Right, but he had 98 yards. You know what? I don't care. It's stupid. It's where PFF loses credibility. The guy goes out and runs for 270 yards. If your grading system doesn't have him up on that list, then you need a new grading system. It's the only way I can tell you.
That was the biggest thing, Mike, because it was like, wait a minute.
Whatever. Listen, I'm just happy we have a running back with functioning legs.
Let's talk about this, fellas, because I think they're both back. I think UCLA and Texas are both back.
Oh, don't do this. We're doing this if you want to win.
UCLA beats LSU. Texas looks good with their quarterback Hudson Card.
I need Texas to win something else. I'll give you UCLA.
Okay.
They're out on the West Coast.
Yep.
No one pays attention to them. Their fans don't care. They're being more mocked for empty stadiums than what they're doing. They are Chip Kelly in year 4. Because here's what people forget. He didn't have the 85 scholarships.
They only had 48 scholarship players when he took over.
So he's finally built this team back to being a functional team. Yeah, I do think, especially with the Pac-12, it's kind of Oregon and no one else.
I told you this preseason, and I'm right here now. Pac-12 needs to add teams.
They need to add teams. But they promised that they'll do it because they didn't want to break up the Big 12. But I do think that UCLA is legit. Texas, no, not falling for the banana in the tailbite.
Yeah, congrats. You beat Louisiana at home.
Yes, correct.
Bravo.
Let's close it out with this here because I think these are the 2 best uniforms of the week. Ole Miss Blues versus the Tulane Blues.
Oh, my.
What's better? Tulane knows too.
Look, the Battle Blues at Ole Miss are extraordinary.
It was beautiful.
But Tulane, the audacity to put a cartoon angry wave in hydrochrome
I'm sorry. Like, Tulane wins forever. They got the best uniform and the best helmet targets. It's an angry cartoon wave. You can't beat that. Plus, he even has a little megaphone. It's tremendous.
It's outstanding.
It's awesome. I was partial to the Ole Miss.
Oh.
I like that Ole Miss.
And that is in football today.
Years talking about college football, years talking about pro football, BetMGM. They want to help you out. Yeah, because if you know what, you get $1,000 in free bucks. You'll sound that way if your first wager wins. You place that $1,000 wager on something, whether you're thinking that the Buccaneers are going to just kill the Cowboys. Yeah, probably. You want to go with the Niners over the Lions? Go for it. And here's the thing. If you're wrong, you get your $1,000 back in free bets. All you got to do is simply do this. Sign up for the BetMGM app today or go to BetMGM.com and enter bonus code RICO1000. You get back up your first wager up to $1,000 risk-free. It's a new customer offer. It's going to be paid in free bets. You got to visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Got to be 21 years or older, Michigan only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Duncan. A crash is in the right lane on 75 northbound at 696. Another accident blocks the two right lanes on 75 southbound at Huron River Drive, and there are emergency vehicles M5 southbound ramp to westbound 96. There's a whole new spin on pumpkin to love at Duncan. Sip into fall with a $3 medium pumpkin cream cold brew or a pumpkin spice signature latte. America runs on Duncan. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Exclusions apply. Valid on pumpkin spice signature latte only and all cold foam cold brew. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Business is never just another day. Every day is the day that can bring your biggest order yet or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. Keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a fast and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Or ask about our best deal on a gig speed bundle with a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more. Offer requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay through my account. Ends 9/19/21. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change.
Here's why I enjoy sports betting. It kind of gives you some skin in the game, as BetMGM likes to say.
You know you're a sports bettor when you're tuning in to watch a UConn football game. Start your day with a daily tip with Michael Jenkins and Chelsea Messenger from BetQL.
It's some bad football, but if you have some skin in the game, maybe you got some money on, all of a sudden you're invested in it, and then you look at the games from a different perspective. If you want that adrenaline rush, you get a little piece of it.
Michael Jenkins and Chelsea Messenger with a daily tip, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern from BetQL.
Is your home listed on the market with a realtor who just couldn't get it sold? Don't give up. Call me, Mark Z, and get your home sold.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Papura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, call 877-734-2200.
Rock songs that'll crank up the good times. Tailgate Rock, the new Odyssey exclusive station. Get it on the Odyssey app today. Brought to you in part by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Michigan State and Michigan both looking to build off blowout wins in week one. The Spartans preparing for Youngstown State on Saturday, while the Wolverines getting set to welcome the University of Washington, the Big House, for a Saturday night kickoff. Head coach Jim Harbaugh was on Stoney and Jansen this morning, asked about the Huskies' embarrassing loss to FCS Montana in week one.
That game really is irrelevant. I think our team knows. I mean, they've heard from friends because they've told me that Washington considers Michigan, that's their biggest game, and they've been prepared for it all camp. They've been prepared for it all summer, and that's the one that they had circled. So that comes from guys on our team who know other guys, that they know, and so I think they realize that, like a lot of teams, that happens here.
Michigan a 6-point favorite at home. To the NFL, running back DeAndre Swift cleared to play in Sunday's opener against the 49ers. Swift nursed a groin injury throughout the preseason. 49ers a 7.5-point favorite on the road. Beat the Lions plus 280 on the money line. Tiger baseball this evening, earlier start than normal, 6:15 pregame, 6:35 first pitch. It's game 2 of a 3-game set. Willie Peralta on the mound for the Tigers. At the ticket update desk inside the Jamie Samuelson Studios, I'm Jake Friedman. For more, 97 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
359. That show's even shittier than the other show. That's freaking ridiculous.
All right, Rico, so we got a couple of things to get to. But first, I did want to update you. I received a text from Doug Karsh. The platitudes are just pouring in. For those of you who missed earlier, Doug and John are going to be the new voices of Michigan football. Brandy and Dan Deerdorf stepping away. Michigan finding it necessary to have someone under the age of 108 in the booth. But look, happy for Doug and John. And really, it's a credit to Odyssey allowing these guys to spread their wings. But Doug was just telling me his phone was blowing up. His wife called him. She's like, what the hell is going on? And I just said to Doug, more money. I just said to Doug, I said, listen, this is it, movers and shakers.
Dude, he's been talking about this since freshman year at Michigan State.
It's incredible.
This is it.
Now, we may or may not be breaking news. Yeah.
I don't think they're breaking news. As soon as I heard that those is retiring, like, congratulations.
Well, and I think, listen, I think John owes it. Really. I mean, who else would John want as his partner? John's here because of that. Let's face it. I mean, how else would he be here? I wouldn't have invited him to the party. I don't need any more Wolverines at this place.
Make Stoney the sideline reporter.
Hey, guys.
Breasts.
Stoney, we're talking to the cheerleaders right now. Tony, let's go down to Mike Stone. He's got an update on Ronnie Bell.
Oh, Jews.
All right.
Go number 2, and then don't wipe.
Let's come back to the booth. Now, I want to ask you a question. And I'm going to say this up front because I am not interested in any of it with you. All right? I don't care what side of it you're on. I don't care real or fake. I don't care left or right. I don't care. Because this question ain't got nothing to do with that. This be a football question. Last night, Lane Kiffin did not coach. Thursday night, Zach Martin, all-pro guard, i.e. guy you should have taken over Eric Ebron, is not playing for the Cowboys. COVID. Georgia, who just came off a landmark victory, has a bit of a spike right now where 4 players have it at last update. Not interested in your beliefs. I'm interested in your answering the question.
Nope.
Ready? Scale of 1 to 10. What will COVID's impact be?
I just opened a beer. And
football. Because amidst us seeing magic
like started to walk over, so I ran in the house.
Florida State Sunday night was
No, I don't want to leave the door unlocked.
Amidst the action and the pageantry and feeling like everything's great.
I think he's going to quit.
Coach, not coach last night.
But
he was on a Zoom.
We
have arguably one of the 5 best
Brian
players in
Hiller
Thursday night's football
and
game.
coming out to Cooley Lake Road, so I'll be there in like 10 minutes.
And the college football team that had the best weekend.
I'll sit outside until you guys get home. Then I'm going to lay down.
Right now.
All right.
What will happen? Where does it go? We don't know.
Love you.
But I wanted to ask a question. Again, do not care about your beliefs. I don't care about your vaccination status. I don't care about your party. I don't care about your, none of it. It doesn't apply to this. Do you believe COVID's going to impact football? Because look, it's already happening a little bit here. And I know we're Lions fans, right? But the Cowboys are without one of their 3 best players. It's Dak, it's Zeke, it's Zach Martin. You want to say CeeDee Lamb, that's fine. Zach Martin's one of the best offensive linemen in football.
Yes.
He is not playing Thursday.
Right.
Because of COVID protocol.
Yep.
So I just wanted to know, scale of 1 to 10, what impact do you believe we're going to see this fall?
I'm going to say 10, but hear me out. It's going to affect football, to me, the same way as the arrest. Like when players get caught doing dumb things and they get arrested, and you see them on the sideline, it'll derail you because it's something that you didn't anticipate. It's something that you didn't see. It's just something you saw come across the wire. It's like, you got to start thinking about that. Like, okay, guys, don't do anything stupid when you're not on the field. Because it's going to be, I say 10, it's going to be a part of the game, like an injury, like a rolled up ankle. It's going to keep people out. And it may keep them out for a couple of weeks. So that's why I say 10. Not that I think that everybody's going to get it, but I think this is here to stay, at least for a year or two, Mike, that COVID type of being put on the injury report for COVID, yeah, it's going to happen, and it's going to be so random. To me, it's no different than you hear star wide receiver gets pulled over and got arrested, and now he's can't play because of legal troubles. Same thing.
So can I ask a question then? Because this is what I can't make sense of, and I know a lot of people feel the way I feel. But again, it's not about, I don't want to get in, there's no arguments with this. It's about football. We're watching 100,000 seat stadiums and people having a great time and doing their thing, and then you have players who contracted, vaccinated or not, I don't know. Like there's a Dolphin who wasn't, tight end Adam Shaheen, he's going to be out for longer, and it's hard to watch the NFL's protocols and then cutscene Florida State, FSU Notre Dame, and I'm like, what exactly are we doing?
We are suspending disbelief, yes. When the game happens, you know what? For 3.5, 4 hours, we're going back to the days of old where this thing didn't exist. I want to have fun. Watch cardboard cutouts. We were just watching the Michigan State game. You're like, hey, look, cardboard cutouts. I want to have fun. I want to hang out. I did everything I was supposed to do. I got vaccinated, or maybe you didn't. I want to go to the game. I miss college football. I miss being around people. I miss high-fiving strangers. I have to be back, and I want it. And I'm not going to be satisfied until I go to the stadium. And that's what you're seeing. And I think it's going to get more and more. Like the game last night, you can tell it wasn't a ton of juice because that stadium was probably like 40% full.
It's almost
right. But for bigger games, yes, you're going to see more and more people showing up because I'm just going to take my chances.
And but it's not even about the fans as much as the players. Like, again, the coach who didn't coach, best players on the field Thursday night not playing. Like, are we underestimating the true impact this fall? I know fans are going to be out there. I hope to be out there in some.
It is. I mean, it's the same thing, man. I don't want to equate it to being out for the season, but yeah, if somebody gets hurt during a game unexpectedly and they're gone for a couple of weeks, you're just going to have to deal with it. And teams are going to have to just deal with the fact at any given moment, we can get the report, star quarterback out for 3 weeks, COVID protocol. Or not going to be playing in the game, and you're what? Wait, think about this, Mike. No, that was the first thing that I thought of with the Washington receivers. Like, maybe they're in COVID protocol, but then they're standing on the sideline, which then led me to think it must be disciplinary reasons why they're not playing. Because they're there, they're just not there.
David, what's your view on? I mean, you watch as much football as we do, and you see the news, and I don't know, it's just a minor thing. So yelling or screaming about it, and I don't care. You will. I don't care about people's sides of it. But when you put the 3 stories together, right now, just as we start, Lane Kiffin, Georgia with a spike, and now Zach Martin not playing Thursday night. Are we underestimating the impact this fall?
I'm with Rico. I think it's a 10. I think we have the impact where games don't be missed, but there'll be players on a list, maybe contact tracing, stuff like that.
You said you're used to it.
In the NFL, last year they introduced the COVID list instead of the IL injury list. I think that's what happens. Quarterback, running back, whatever, misses game happens. But it will be impacted. The games will be impacted. There might be games where there's not a coach, like what Ole Miss dealt with Lane Kiffin last night. There's going to be that issue, but they will continue to play the games. But it will be multiple games each week where somebody is out because of COVID.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a way of life, man. At least for a little bit until we get a handle on it. And you also have, Mike, you got to remember, players aren't going to be bubbled the way that they were last year. Where
That's why I asked
they're going to isolate you from your families. You know, you're going to be around no one. You're going back home. You're going around people. You're going
And I
around your
think here we
kids.
have a lower sensitivity to it professionally because we know the Lions won't be any good. But like, if you're in Dallas,
I don't even think it's that, Mike. I think it's fatigue. I think people are just tired and they want to wish that it just goes away. And I want to do what I want to do.
yeah, but my point is, it just doesn't make any sense that we're going to put 70,000 people in a stadium, do whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And we know what that's going to do, but then Zach Martin can't play. It's like, I can't complete the circle. Like, I can't figure out what the hell it is we're doing. We're either in or we're out.
Because, Mike, the circle's a square. It's not a circle.
What does that mean? Is it some Matrix stuff? What the hell does that mean?
It means that it's not this easy thing. Yeah.